I just to inform everyone, I have activated the YouTube live stream, so please everyone help me be mindful of what exactly is being shown when you see it on screen. Thank you.
Rams her head into the wall. Saying, "Where's my dope?" Then he took out his 9mm. I don't think it's 9mm. I think it's 357. It's a little. He starts pounding her face right here with it, asking where her dope is. And I knew I was going to be next. But then he started asking where I was. And I was telling George I got really mad at myself because I was looking at every possible exit to get out. And I wouldn't stay unless this happened, you know?
Now, that was the part I asked you about her communicating what she had seen regarding Amber Neff being hit. She never told you in that interview that she saw Amber Neff get hit with a stick, did she?
Not in that part, no.
Now I'm going to take you to 8 minutes.
Where Amber was assaulted, where you stated that middle score rammed her head into the wall. After that, the next thing that you remember is waking up and observing her suicide.
Or going into the operating room. I don't remember, you know, all the 100 million questions that Grady was asked.
Since that incident and everything, has anyone told you something ever heard? Have you spoken with anyone about what ever heard?
Mom just said that I had brain surgery because it looks like I've been hit with a bunch of gallons.
Now, going back to one of my earlier questions, Detective Clayton, remember I asked about Mom and you had some conversations, and I think I may have asked you about whether Miss James's mom had told her or talked to her about being hit with a gun. Maybe I didn't ask it exactly that way. Having heard that, do you now remember that being part of your interview?
Okay, where's the question in regards to?
Let me ask the question this way. Having heard that, do you recall Susan James, the victim, saying that her mom had told her that it looked like she had been hit with the butt of a gun?
I heard what was just played, yes.
Okay, and you remember hearing that, right? You were there.
Sure.
Okay. And she said that to you in response to a question you were asking. So the point is, her conversation with her mom happened before you interviewed Susan James, the victim.
Correct.
Right?
When Amber was pistol whipped, do you remember if it was daytime outside?
It was light, yeah.
So it was nighttime.
So Amber never said she was pistol whipped, correct?
I don't recall her saying that to me, no.
Okay. And we're still, even in this part, you still don't hear Susan saying that she saw Amber get hit with a stick, correct?
Correct.
Let me go to 12 minutes.
From real work or base work?
Technically the same operation.
Okay. And so how well do you know both of those work in the base work?
Well enough.
How well do you know?
years.
So you know him good luck. So you know him by at least street name and face. Yes. You should have answer out loud.
I know, yes.
Okay. In regards to your injuries, I know that you don't remember any details or anything like that, but from what you're saying, can you recall anything about who did what to you?
I know this.
Now, when you say that you're not,
Having heard that, at no point, well, I think my question started. Mrs. James indicated that she saw Amber being pistol whipped. And then the next thing she knew was at the hospital. She said that earlier in the interview, correct?
Correct.
At this point, she's saying she knows this little squirt. You asked, well, how do you know that? And her response is, well, because I saw him doing it to Amber.
That is correct.
Okay. And Amber says, I was never pistol whipped, correct?
Correct.
Now, understanding Ms. James had gone through a serious injury. And you had indicated, you had some concerns about just how lucid she was at the point of your interview. Did you go back to her a few weeks later and say, can we sit down again and talk and see if your memories improve?
Yeah, I know that the members of our unit attempted to. However, that's when we were being in transition. That's when I went to the Office of Professional Standards.
Understood. So, and I appreciate your answer, but
Office of Professional Standards, my current position.
and I appreciate your response, but in other words, no, you did not speak to her again a few weeks later.
Not I.
Okay. And as lead detective, you're not aware of any other officer talking to her and recording or writing down an additional interview with Ms. James, are you?
I am not aware.
Okay. How about 6 months later? Was there any additional interview with Ms. James?
Not that I'm aware of.
How about 2 years later in 2019? Any additional interview with Ms. James?
Not that I'm aware of.
And how about as recently as March of this year? Any additional interview done with Ms. James?
Not for myself.
Okay. Well, are you aware of any?
No.
One moment, Your Honor. And just to be clear, no gun was ever found at the crime scene, correct?
No.
No bullets were found at the crime scene, correct?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Other than Ms. James, no other interview that you conducted spoke about a gun being at that incident at that crime scene, correct?
Correct.
One moment. Now, at some point, she did say, or did she say, that she fought with her attacker?
Are you referring to Ms. James?
Ms. James.
I don't recall her saying that she was fighting with their attacker.
Okay. And when fingernails were collected, that was on the off chance that maybe there would be some DNA from whoever was responsible for this.
Correct.
Okay. But, excuse me, but you don't recall her saying that she kicked her attacker, do you?
No,
Or that she fought the attacker in any way?
no,
Or that the attacker said, I'm not gonna do anything else, because you're just gonna die at the hospital? Anything like that?
no,
And she never told you that she offered money to the attacker to leave her alone?
I don't recall that.
Okay. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Any redirect?
Yes, Your Honor. I don't recall. I apologize. These masks. Like that.
Typically, just on the off chance it hasn't been asked before, is 592 Main Street Road, Fulton County?
Yes, it is.
So I want to show you what the previously admitted States Exhibit 46 for identification and ask if you recognize that document.
Yes.
What is that document?
This is a statement of a victim or witness written by Ms. Neff.
That's a statement of Ms. Amber Neff, her own hands, correct?
Yes.
So I want you to turn to page 2 of that document, and toward the end of the page, sorry, okay, toward the end of the page, 3 lines up, there's a period after the word pistols. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And could you read the sentence that ends in the word pistols? Right here.
Sure. He got on the phone and made a call and told somebody to bring up some pistols.
And please just read the next sentence, sir.
He had a big stick in his hand and asked me where his dope was.
And please continue reading into page 3.
I said, I don't know. I just got here. He then hit me on my left leg.
Please continue.
I started crying, pleading with him to stop. He hit me again on my left leg. He said, get up, bitch, and find my dope. When I tried to stand up.
Your Honor, I'm going to object. I understand where the initial part of this was part of the cross-examination, but now he's just rereading an entire statement of another witness, which, 1, is cumulative, 2, it may be improper bolstering. So I would object to further reading this statement unless there's a reason the state can call as to why reading the entire statement is necessary.
Well,
Mr.
Judge,
White?
A, we're not reading the entire statement, and B, credibility of both Ms. Neff and Ms. James were directly attacked using this witness and their prior statements. Specifically, the attack involved whether or not the attack on credibility involved whether or not the incident involved the use of a stick. This portion of the statement goes directly to whether or not the weapon used by the defendant in this case was in fact a stick.
Okay, overruled, don't read the whole thing.
No, you are. Please continue.
When I tried to stand up, he hit me on the left side of my head. He said, get the fuck up, bitch, and find my dope, and that it's my fault.
Okay, stop right there, okay? Okay, and then, sir, if you'll pick up, right here at the, right after the period after the word squirt.
He got on the phone and called his girlfriend and told her to come up here. When his girlfriend, Quana, got there, he told her to stand at the door and not let us out.
Okay, and then, so if you'll just go down, right after the word, right after the period after the word out.
Little Squirt went into the front room where Becky was asleep.
And sir, do you know who Becky is or how they refer to?
Yes, Becky is Miss, from the word on the street was Miss James.
Okay, go ahead.
Was asleep on a cot and started screaming, "Where's my dope?" and began beating her.
Go ahead.
I could hear the thuds from the stick hitting her body and her moaning from the pain. He said, "Don't even try to get up because I'll kill you." He yelled back at us that he was going to kill us.
All right, stop right there. Thank you.
All right, any recross?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, nowhere in that statement you just looked at and read, did Amber say anything about Susan saying, "Stop, I'll give you some money. I'll give you 1,300. Stop." She doesn't put that in her statement, does Amber?
No,
In fact, according to Amber, Susan was asleep when she got attacked, correct?
correct.
And Amber says that she being Amber, got hit with a stick, correct?
Correct.
But Amber also acknowledged to you, she never actually saw Susan get hit. She just heard it.
That is correct.
And Amber never in this statement says that she actually saw a gun, correct?
Correct.
And she never says that she got hit with a gun, correct?
That is correct.
Well, in her statement, she's saying, "Hey, I came to the Raleigh address about 3 minutes or shortly after Little Squirt gets there," correct?
Yes.
Then she starts talking about the things that are happening while Little Squirt's there, correct?
Correct.
She says she got hit on the legs, and then it seems like things stopped for a while, correct?
Hitting the legs, hitting the head.
Okay, but at some point it stops because he's calling his girlfriend, asking for pistols.
Well, I don't think she said that it stopped. I think she said that it was.
So he was hitting her while he was on the phone? Or is
Are you referring to her being beaten, stopping?
what I'm trying to just break apart? She says she's being hit, but then she says he calls his girlfriend. That's part that you just read,
Correct.
right? Would it be reasonable that she didn't say while he's on the phone, he's still hitting, correct?
She didn't say that.
Okay. So she's hit, he makes a phone call. Then she's hit some more, if I'm following her statement, correct?
Correct.
And then he calls again to the girlfriend a second time, correct?
If that's what a statement says, that's correct.
Okay, well, you read the one part, and then as you continued and her statement went on, there seems to be a second call.
Okay.
Do you want me to go through it in more detail?
If there's a second call, sure.
Okay. Well, the first thing he says was on page 2, where you started to read. He got on the phone and made a call to somebody to bring up some pistols. That's where you started.
Right.
Okay, that's page 2. Then at the very end of page 2, she says, he then hit me on my, and then let's go to page 3, leg. I started crying, pleading with him. He hit me again. Then he's calling her out her name, according to this, calling her names. But then she went to stand up again. He hit me again. And then at the very bottom of page 3, he got on the phone and called his girlfriend and told her to come up here. So that would suggest a second phone call, correct?
Correct.
And then his girlfriend, wherever she was, had to come and get there because she says when the girlfriend got there.
Yes,
We don't know how long. Could have been a few minutes, could have been whatever amount. Fair enough?
correct.
And that's when he says, he told Quanah to, well, stand at the door. Have you actually physically seen Quanah?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I spoke with Quanah
Okay, but was that by phone or do you think you may
in
have
person.
seen her in person? Okay. Only thing I'm gonna ask, because I don't want hearsay, her physical characteristics. Would you agree she's shorter than 5'5"?
I can't recall.
Okay. Would you agree she's maybe 100 pounds, 110 pounds tops?
I don't even recall.
Okay. All right. And then now, at no point in this statement did Amber describe what the stick looked like in terms of color, dark, light, thickness, anything like that.
I believe she said a large stick.
Okay. And nowhere in your notes or her statements do we know anything more than just it's a large stick.
Correct. I believe I described it, or it was described at one point as a baseball bat-like stick.
Okay. Or bigger than a baseball bat.
Correct.
Okay. We don't have the sticks that are in the photograph, Jerry, so do you know how long those two sticks are?
I do not.
Because, you know, photographs, it's hard to tell. Do you know how thick the sticks are?
I do not.
Yes.
I have no further questions.
All right, may this witness be excused?
No, Your Honor. Yeah, at this time, the state would request the court to instruct the witness to read the entirety of the statement of Amber. Now, the statement is thoroughly parsed and certainly would make a lot more sense than the rule of completeness actually requires that the entirety of the statement be read at this point.
I'm
Yes,
not going to do that. That's overruled. We've had direct, cross-examination, redirect, recross.
Your Honor, then, state will have one more witness just for the purpose of this.
May Detective Clayton be excused?
Yes, sir.
May Detective Clayton leave the courthouse?
Yes, sir.
Detective Clayton, thank you very much. You're
Thank you, Your Honor.
excused. You may leave the courthouse.
Okay, you have a good day.
Is this a recalled witness or a brand new witness?
It really matters who reads the statement. The statement's called. I'm Dilma Del Reyes to read the statement.
I'm sorry, the name.
Dilma Del Reyes. She's our victim witness advocate in the district attorney's office.
Can we approach?
The
Yes.
sole purpose of reading Amber Neff's complete statement.
All right, state,
Your Honor, will the court allow Ms. Delma Del Rios to read the statement of aftermath?
no, I won't.
Your Honor, then the state has no further witnesses or evidence at this time.
All right, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, let me do one thing that I've got to remember.